How's it going, guys? In today's video, I'm gonna talk about Cyrus and Palkia sync grid. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe for future content like this, and let's get started. So we're gonna quickly talk about his stats and moves and passives. So I'm gonna put it to 2020 because it's free. Everyone should have him at 2020 eventually. Stats wise, he's pretty good. So his HP is very high, which is important for him since he has a trainer move that reduces his HP. Attack is irrelevant here. I don't know why they gave him so high, 315. It's irrelevant, but okay. Special attack 328. It's a bit low, but it doesn't matter. He still hits incredibly hard. Defense and special defense is solid for striker, so you don't really have to worry about getting OHKO by sync. Speed is a bit on the weaker side, but it's fine. Now his first move is Spatial Run, 3 gauge, special dragon type, 102 BP. Crit lands more easily. Well, we're gonna talk about something in this grid that makes use of this. Water Pulse, you pretty much don't want to use him at all for Water Pulse. Water Pulse is just useless in my opinion. His trainer move is pretty good. So do +3 special attack and +3 speed. You use it twice, you max out your speed and special attack, but then at the cost of losing your HP. So you reduce by 25%. So if you use it twice, your HP is gonna drop to almost half, which is a bit scary, but there's something in this grid that can kinda mitigate it, so that's pretty nice. Hydro Pump, 158 BP, 3 gauge, special 1 type move, very strong, powerful. The only downside is that it has a pretty low accuracy, 80%. For so sync move, emotional, valid, special run. Well, it's good and bad. There's good and bad things about his sync move. The bad thing is that the power is low, because usually when a sync move has some additional effect like Mega or maybe like a tech sync move, then the power is usually decreased to balance things out. But the good thing is critical hits land more easily. Why is this important? Because if you did not know, sync move actually reduces your crit chance. If you didn't know, +1 crit is 50% chance, +2 crit is 80%, and +3 crit is 100%. If you use a sync move, your +3 crit will -1, so it becomes +2 crit. So your sync move will not always crit, so it becomes 80% chance to crit. But if you have critical hits land more easily in the description, it means you get an extra +1 crit. So technically it becomes +4 crit, but then the sync move will decrease by 1, so it becomes +3 crit, or in other words, it's a 100% chance to crit. So your sync move will always crit, and hence it will activate this passive, Critical Strike 9. This passive is insanely good, crazy good. 90% extra damage is insane, almost doubling your damage. If your lucky skill is Crit Strike 2, then your damage will do 2.1 times more damage. Crazy, it's insanely good. Okay, now we're gonna talk about his grid. His grid, he has Special Run MGR2, cool. Catastrophe 2, also pretty good, right? You can do more damage with sync. And then there's accuracy. I do recommend taking Special Run because it's 95%. It's, you know, it's so close. Just might as well just get this to max out your accuracy so you don't have to worry about missing. And then there's Hydro Pump accuracy. There's 2 of them, but sadly if you take both, it only becomes 95%, which sucks. If you're running a Hydro Pump build, then it might be good to bring a accuracy support, but 95% chance, it's close, but there's still a chance to miss. Refreshing Rain 1, you should take this if you're running a Rain team. Hydro Pump MGR3, good, you should take this if you're running Hydro Pump. Water Pulse, you pretty much don't want to touch anything here except for Critical Focus 2. So okay, before that, Water Pulse MGR2, like I said, you don't really need to use Water Pulse, it's kind of useless. Confusion Synergy 3, it only applies to Water Pulse, which, you know, you're not gonna use. If Confusion Synergy 3 is for your entire move set, then it's pretty good, 30% damage, but then it's only for Water Pulse, so it's pretty useless. Water Pulse Aggravation 1, I mean, his chances is 20, so it becomes 40%. I mean, okay, but still, I don't recommend taking Water Pulse. Now, Critical Focus 2. In the past, I thought this is pretty useless because you can just argue that just bring a crit support, right? Just bring a crit support. You don't need this. Basically what it does is every time you land a crit, you +2 crit. So you land a crit, you +2 crit. At first it's like, I thought it's useless, but when you think about it, he has Spatial Run. Spatial Run already has a crit chance of 50% because this one means +1 crit. So your Spatial Run is gonna have +1 crit. So if you don't bring a crit support. You can actually take this, right? It's costly, but I think it's actually worth it because you use special run, you have 50% chance to crit, right? You can always just restart the battle if you don't crit. So you crit the first time using special run, your crit chance will become +2. If you use special run, it becomes +3 because there's a +1 modifier here. So +3 crit on special run. So you use special run the second time, you're gonna max out your crit. So you can use like Hydro Pump or something. So this is actually useful, meaning you don't have to bring crit support. If you don't bring crit support, then you can bring other support that can heal, right? Defense buff, potion users, you can save a spot for them. I think it's actually a pretty good passive, honestly. You just have to, you know, try and get used to it. Now here, trainer move MPR2, no, you don't need it. You can max out speed and special attack, useless. This one is also useless. I don't know why they put this here. I don't even know if there's any move that can lower your crit, which I don't think so. Ramming speed, this is a must take for Hydro Pump build. This is really good. If you are +6 speed, Hydro Pump does 30% more damage, which is really good. Healthy healing. Healthy healing is almost always a must take because you do recoil with your trainer move to almost half if you use it twice, right? Because normally when you battle, you want to use your trainer move at least once, right? If you have a special attack support or speed support, then you only typically use once. If you don't bring special attack or speed support, you use it twice. If you use it twice, your HP will drop to like 56% or something. So I recommend taking this pretty much most of the time, but if you're running a rain team, I recommend taking Refreshing Rain 1 instead because it's cheaper and rain will increase your Hydro Pump damage. Now for his build, I actually have 6 builds to show you guys, which is a lot. If you're interested, make sure to watch the entire thing. His first build is the Spatial Run Sync Euchre build. It's like a hybrid, right? So what you want to do is you take Healthy Healing, like I said, it's pretty much a must take. And then you take Catastrophe 2, Special Run MGR, take the accuracy buff, and then take the sync move, and then just take the power up. So this build is for Special Run and Sync Nuke. And all the 6 builds I'm going to show you are actually pretty good builds. None of them are bad at all. Basically using him as a Dragon Striker, right? Sync and DPS. His second build is Hydro Pump. A Hydro Pump build. Basically Hydro Pump MGR3. I recommend taking the accuracy buff, right? And then Hydro Pump Ramming Speed is a must take for Hydro Pump builds, and then Healthy Healing. Then you have 2 more, just take Speed or something. If you plan to bring an accuracy support, just drop this 2. Drop these 2 and take whatever else you want. If you don't, I recommend taking this, right? It becomes 95% accuracy. So this is also a really good build. For his third build, it's Hydro Pump but in rain. So instead of taking Healthy Healing, right, we take Refreshing Rain 1. So you just take everything here. Exactly 0, very nice. This one is a rain Hydro Pump build. So maybe you're bringing like Winona or May to set up rain. This build hits extremely hard. I can show you guys the damage calculation later. Now his third build is Spatial Run but with critical focus. So you take critical focus and the MGR here, then you take Healthy Healing. This build is when you don't plan to bring any crit support, right? So you can easily like use 2 turns to max out your crit. This build is also pretty good, but sadly you will sacrifice Catastrophe 2. Then you lose 20% damage, which, you know, it's okay, right? 20% is not too bad. Now for his 5th build, it's Hydro Pump but critical focus. Same thing, take critical focus and then you take Ramming Speed, MGR3, and then you take this and Healthy Healing. So this build, same thing, you need to max out your own crit with critical focus 2 and then you just spam Hydro Pump. Really nice. Now for his last build, it's similar to the 5th build, but instead you run him in rain. So Healthy Healing, not Healthy Healing, Hydro Pump Ramming Speed, but then you take, instead of Healthy Healing, you take Refreshing Rain 1. So you do this and then you go down, take critical focus 2. And then 2 more energy, just take Speed or something. This one is for rain and no crit support. Also solid. Palkia is a really solid striker. And he's free as well, he's really good. So I recommend you guys to max him up ASAP. Now here is the damage calculation. So the first one is Spatial Run. He has Crit Strike 9. I didn't put Lucky Skill here, which is Crit Strike 2, but I'm just gonna, you know, understate the damage to show you guys how good he is even without lucky skill. 5200. This is really solid. 3 gauge move, 5200. The second one is his sync move, 13,000. Not the best sync nuker, but still solid. If you remove Catastrophe 2, then it becomes 12,000, which is not a big difference. You're losing like 1,000 plus damage only. 20% damage, you lose 20% damage, not that bad. Now his last one is Hydro Pump. This one is insanely overpowered. 13,000 damage for a 3 gauge move in rain, right? Ramming speed plus crit strike 9 with high BP. Crazy damage. Even if you don't use him in rain, he does 8,600 damage, which hits as hard as Diantha, which has a 4 gauge Moonblast, right? So Palkia, who has 3 gauge move, does as high damage as Diantha with 4 gauge move, which can only tell you that it's extremely overpowered. In rain, he's just gonna be insane. 13,000 for 3 gauge move is insanely powerful. If you don't have Water Striker, you can just use Palkia and just throw in a rain setter. Boom, you win. Easy. So guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.